The actions of former Fetakgomo Tubadze municipal manager Ntate Johannes Mohlala in illegally investing 230 million rand of public funds in the VBS scandal does not only demonstrate a blatant abuse of power and breach of trust, but it also underscores the devastating impact of corruption on public institutions, community development, and overall social welfare. Today, the spotlight is on the scandal that shook the community of Fetakgomo Tubatse.
Molini, and welcome to yet another episode of Conversations with Nkosi. Now, this is the news commentary section where we will be offering insightful commentary and exploring various perspectives on the stories that shape our world.
Now, before we dive into the details, let's set the stage by exploring the background of Fetakgomo Tubatse and the key players involved in this financial scandal. Now, Fetakgomo Tubatse, a small municipality in Limpopo, South Africa, faced a period of economic struggle worsened by mismanagement of public funds. Enter Ntate Johannes Mohlala, a trusted municipal manager entrusted with the responsibility of overseeing the financial well-being of the community. Clearly, when behind the scenes, Ntate Mohlala made a series of unethical decisions that would have far-reaching consequences for the residents of Fetakgomo Tubatse. When he chose to unlawfully invest a significant amount of public money into the now infamous VBS Mutual Bank, notorious for its involvement in corruption scandals, things went south. Now let us get into these articles. Thoughtful Voters and Residents Organization in Northwest call for the removal of all administrators in the province. This comes after the arrest of the Northwest Department of Education Administrator Johannes Mohlala by the Hawks recently. Ntate Mohlala was arrested in Pretoria by the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation Unit, the Hawks, along with two suspects. It is alleged that Mohlala illegally invested over 230 million rand of the taxpayers' money into the now defunct VBS Mutual Bank while he was still the municipal manager at Fetakgomo Tubatse local municipality. Now, Gauteng provincial chairperson James said, "We welcome the arrest of Mohlala, who has been at the helm of the Northwest Department of Education for the last 3 years. There's nothing to show for his stay in that department. The same department has underspent 200 million rand of infrastructure grants under his watch. This happens despite many schools in the province still dilapidated and lacking in infrastructure." Mr. G said Mohlala is a perfect example of what they have been complaining about. He further said the national government undermines the many skilled and qualified men and women in the province and appoints people who have no interest in the province at all. Their aim is to loot and fill their pockets. The Northwest Province has been placed under Section 100 of the Constitution for the last 3 years, but it continues to be in a dire situation. There is tender manipulation in the departments that are under administration. It is heartbreaking to see the same administrators milking the budget of the province and channeling tenders to people who reside out of this province, he said. He also challenged the government to check all tenders awarded in the last 3 years. Mr. G further said that the findings will be shocking. The concept of locality is undermined by these administrators. We will continue to call on the state president to remove these administrators as they have embarrassed him, and they will continue to loot what remains of the depleted resources of this province. The Northwest provincial government is in a worse situation than in 2018. Unemployment and poverty continue to rise even when we have administrators. The municipalities have not improved at all, yet we have administrators in the province, said Mr. G. He said as Gauteng, they are sick and tired of the deteriorating state of affairs in the province under the watch of administrators who were projected as messiahs when they were appointed. The South African National Civic Organization in the Northwest shared the same sentiments. Sanko Provincial Chairperson Paul Sebehwe said, "We take strong exception that the National Intervention Team could have included such a dubious character, as this suggests that their earlier concerns about the administrator's alleged preference of service providers from outside the province were not possibly misplaced and without basis. The objective to restore good governance and confidence in public institutions was severely compromised in the choice of an individual shrouded in corruption allegations. The turn of events could indicate that the said official may not have been adequately experienced in a provincial education administration, hence over 200 million rand in infrastructure grant was underspent under his leadership." He said that communities in the province cannot afford another looting spree, which denies them quality services. The National Treasury had earlier in the year reported that 2.3 billion is believed to have been squandered on dodgy tenders while the provincial department was under Section 100 administration. Mohlala was granted a 50,000 rand bail and will be back in court on 1 March 2022. Now, guys, the link to this article will be in the description box below. What baffles me is the trend of shifting controversial officials to other places instead of doing away with them to prevent their corrupt ways from spreading into other departments of that municipality or province. I mean, they made him an administrator of education in the province at a provincial level without thinking twice about the scandals about his very corrupt ways. That's a red flag. It is also very infuriating to have to come and talk about such when we know the establishment thrives off of our ignorance to such, because again they believe we as the majority aren't capable of governing ourselves and our municipalities due to power hungry individuals who are driven by greed that come in to destroy, making our lives a living hell because service delivery is a myth to them. Before I digress, let us get into this next article. Former Fetaghomo Dubatse municipal manager Johannes Mohlala, who illegally invested 230 million rand of public funds in the now collapsed VBS Mutual Bank, was handed a suspended 5-year prison sentence in the High Court in Pretoria. Mohlala, aged 60, pleaded guilty to contravening the Municipal Finance Management Act and was ordered to pay 100,000 rand to the VBS curator. The court suspended his prison term for 5 years on condition he does not commit a similar offense. During this period, the investigation revealed that Fetaghomo Dubatse local municipality invested an amount of 230 million rand, which was paid in 5 tranches from November 15, 2016 to February 19, 2018. Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation spokesperson Colonel Katlego Mogale said these investments were made in direct contravention of municipal finance regulations, which prohibit municipalities from investing in mutual banks. The case took another turn when former Chief Financial Officer Ratau, aged 42, failed to appear in court, prompting the judge to issue a warrant for his arrest. The court will consider forfeiting Ratau's bail when the matter returns to court on November 18. The third accused, KRK, was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, which was wholly suspended for 5 years when he appeared in the Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crime Court on July 12, 2022 on the Fetaghomo Dubatse local municipality case relating to VBS investments, said Mogale. They faced charges including contravention of the Municipal Finance Management Act, corruption, and money laundering. Now, guys, the link to this article and the other one will be in the description box below. Now, let us get into what we got from this article. Another municipal official has found themselves embroiled in a corruption scandal. They invested an amount of 230 million rand, guys, through the Feta Khomotobatse local municipality, which was executed in 5 installments from November 15 of 2016 to February 19 of 2018. Now, it is reported that these investments were made in direct violation of, municipal finance regulations, which prohibit municipalities from investing in mutual banks. The 3 accused individuals were also, obviously initially arrested in Pretoria on the 16th of November in the year 2021, following an extensive investigation into the municipality's illegal VBS investments. Through this article, we've also learned that on the 17th of November 2021, which was a Wednesday, they appeared in the Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crimes Court, facing serious charges that obviously, included violations of, the Municipal Finance Management Act, corruption, and money laundering. The court then imposed a suspended sentence on this particular municipal manager, which came with clear terms and costs that must be adhered to. Now, as the intricate details of the scandal obviously unraveled, it became clear, that the hard-earned money of the community was being siphoned away for personal gain, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. Now, this is also based on the reaction that we obviously got to witness through the previous article that we read. Now, guys, Ntate Mohlala's unauthorized investment of public funds in the VBS scandal highlights a systemic failure in governance and financial oversight within, the administrations of certain municipalities. This case alone actually exposes the vulnerability of local government finances to corruption and mismanagement, raising concerns about accountability and transparency in public service. The misallocation of such a significant amount of public funds underscores the urgent need for stricter regulations and enforcement mechanisms to prevent similar incidents in the future. Ntate Mohlala's actions do not only erode the public's confidence in government institutions and officials, but it also undermines efforts to promote, economic development and address socio-economic disparities in disadvantaged communities. The diversion of public funds, because more than anything, this is for personal gain or, unauthorized investments, deprives communities of essential services and infrastructure, perpetuating poverty and hindering progress. The involvement of government officials in the VBS scandal serves as a cautionary tale of the far-reaching consequences of corruption, illustrating how the actions of a few individuals can have detrimental effects on the well-being of an entire municipality and its residents.
That marks the end of today's video. Thank you so much for lending your eyes and ears. I hope that you found today's video informative. Please do not forget to click on that subscription button or light the little notification bell so that you do not miss out on any new uploads. Nkosi.